I did get to travel with the JDC earlier this year to South Africa, to Cape Town specifically, and the advertisement for the trip was like, you get to go to Cape Town, you get to go wine tasting, you get to see penguins, and you get to meet Jews. And so I was there a little bit more, honestly, for the first part of the trip than the second part of the trip, which I considered a nice bonus. And on Friday night, we were told that we were going to a Reform community for Shabbat services. And I do enjoy meeting Reform Jews around the world, but I knew we had been told that a lot of Jews have left South Africa, have left Cape Town, that it is particularly difficult to be a Reform Jew in Cape Town. It's a predominantly Orthodox community, that we were really there to support the community. I think I must have been pretty jet-lagged because we were in South Africa. So I was not very excited for the service that night. I have to be honest, and I work at Congregation Emanu-El, so I was like, I know what a good service looks like, and I'm here to be polite to this group of nice Jewish people in Cape Town. We get to the service, we get to the synagogue, it starts, it begins, and I start looking around like, I was totally wrong. This is one of the most beautiful services I have ever been to in my life. I was stunned. There were maybe 50 people in the room. There were about 15 people on the bima. The whole band was composed of congregants who were really talented musicians. And the whole community was belting the service out loud. And you guys are great singers. You're very, very good. You sound especially good in here. We're going to work towards you belting each song out loud. But we were really washed in music and joy. And then the service ended and they served us this beautiful meal. We sat down together. We got to know one another. And it was just one of those moments that was so much better than I ever could have anticipated. And this week's Torah portion, Parshat Chayei Sarah, contains a moment like that. Abraham's servant is looking for a wife for his son, Isaac. And he goes to the well, and he says, I just want to find somebody who seems nice, who seems good enough. But Rebecca comes up, and not only does she greet him warmly, but she brings water to him, and she brings water to his 7 camels. And he says, this is so much better than I ever could have anticipated. I didn't even know that this is what I was looking for. And so I think we have to keep our eye out in life for those Rebecca moments, for the moments where people greet us with warmth and with joy, people take care of us, and we say, how can we bring those Rebecca moments to each other? So we wanted to ask you to take a moment to turn to somebody you don't know, and introduce yourself, and share with them what is a moment you can think of, it can be recently or in life, that was better than you expected. Okay? Take a moment to think about it. What was a moment that was better than you expected? If that's a lot, you can just start with your name, okay? Name something that was better than expected.
Great story.
Thank you.
My story about world Jewry takes place in the United States South. Same country, but in some ways worlds away. A year after college, I graduated from college and I moved directly to Jackson, Mississippi. And I'll introduce a new acronym into your alphabet soup of Jewish organizations, ISJL, the Institute of Southern Jewish Life. I did a fellowship there, Jewish Education Fellowship, the year after college. This is before rabbinical school. And my job was to live in Jackson, Mississippi during the week, and then on the weekends to get in a car, or in the furthest cases, a plane, to go visit widespread, far-flung Jewish communities over what we defined as a 13-state southern region from Virginia to Texas. I'm going to try to remember the 6 communities that were in my portfolio to give you a sense of just how far-flung and just how populated the Deep South is with Jewish communities. I went to McAllen, Texas. I love seeing some nods if you've been there. McAllen, Texas, Blacksburg, Virginia, Rome, Georgia, Nolens, Fayetteville, Georgia, and Chattanooga, Tennessee. New Orleans has a large Jewish community, a large and historic Jewish community. Rome, Georgia has a very small Jewish community. And so as a recent college graduate, I got the opportunity to travel to these communities as large as New Orleans and as small as Rome, and in between, like in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and visit these communities who in some cases are sustained by multiple clergy and staff people, much like we are here. That's New Orleans. And then in Rome, Georgia, Hebrew school takes place in a congregant's home, and there's one class with students that span the ages of 5 to 16. When I think about world Jewry, I don't think about South Africa or Eastern Europe. I mean, I do, but my personal experience is going to the Deep South, which as a Yankee, coming from Montclair, New Jersey, and going to the Deep South after college, it may as well have been a foreign country. And I guess the point and the moral of all of these stories is that wherever you go, there's always someone Jewish. Exactly. Exactly, right on cue. And so whether you're traveling to Chattanooga, Tennessee, Rome, Georgia, Cape Town, Conchega, where my ancestors came from in Poland, Morocco, Colombia, there's always someone Jewish. And the beauty of our tradition is that it is quite portable. That yes, we have sanctuaries and we have Torah scrolls that are physical objects and material objects, but the tradition, the culture, the music transcends any one physical object. And so here we are. I want to bring us back home from our travels over the last bit of time and bring us back here to San Francisco, the congregation of Emanu-El, where we are doing something in many ways traditional and a continuum of many thousands of years of history. And on the other hand, we're charting new territory and innovating left and right. All that together makes us the strong Jewish community that we are. Shabbat Shalom.